The No Agendas team welcomes you to the Chilo Grid Special Report, The Valley.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Bob Picker, and I'm joined here with Josh and John, and we're the No Agendas team. So we got the great new data pack, the start of a new cycle. It's been a while. I feel like I've been off air for a while. We've been in, store championships? Hey, gotta say, you didn't bring your plaques with you today.
No.
Oh, man. I mean, we got, 2 store championship winners. So that was pretty fun. In fact, we had to convince you to go to one of them, I think, Josh, and you ended up winning the whole thing.
Yeah, I just you talked me into it the day before.
Yeah.
So I didn't have decks or anything decided until that morning.
Yeah. And then, John, you went and finished, top 8 on every one we played in, right?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I did.
Yep, so, and then...
Oh, no, I missed one. One of the 4, I missed top 8 by 1.
Oh, that's right. The first one.
Yeah.
The first one, yeah. But anyway, so that was pretty good. So we had a good time. A lot of interesting builds. Your last build was pretty brutal and gruesome, I think. Traffic accident was pretty nasty.
It was a nice version of the butcher shop. Much better version, in my opinion, but people did not like it now.
No, it was a you have a no-win situation for the runner, basically.
Yeah, a lot of times, for sure.
Yeah, so...
The breaking news trick's still the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah, you like that, huh?
Yeah, I've done that with making news.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And Valencia's fun.
Yeah, Valencia's fun. You played some really tough games, I think, and yours you were in a really tough battle. You worked your way. You were seeded 5th or 6th, right?
I was 5th seed, yeah, and worked my way up through the winners bracket, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. It was good. So anyway, it was fun. So store championships are over. So guess what we can do? We can talk about new cards.
Yeah.
So, John, why don't we start off with the first card of the pack?
All right, I get the legendary card that some people didn't think existed, but it's finally here. I got Clot. It's the Anarch program. It's a virus. It costs 2. It's 1 MU. It says the Corp cannot score an agenda on the same turn he or she installed it. Trash Clot if the Corp purges virus counters and has 2 influence. So, would it be the fast advance killer, technically?
Could be.
Yeah, certain types of fast advance, you're going to have to build servers.
Yeah.
It's basically, I think this is a Shaper card. It's great in Shaper.
Yeah, or anywhere you got clone chip for
right.
sure.
Yeah.
Or SMCs or...
Well, because you can bring it out as they're doing the trick. So
yeah.
Wait, stop! You installed, right?
Well, that's the other thing is a lot of people do that really quickly, and they'll be like install, advance, whatever, and you can be, well, no, you didn't go slow enough.
Or you didn't give me a break because
right.
you got every click you spend. There's an action window between clicks.
Right.
So.
Yep.
Pretty much, if you see an SMC out, or you need to assume someone has a Clot.
Yeah. So the smart corporation would have a SanSan down already, would install, advance once, advance twice, waiting for you to try to Clot. So because you're waiting to do the biotic. But at that point, if they got the second counter down, if you let them get the second counter down, they can res the SanSan and score it before you
because they're turned out. Yeah,
because they have all the action windows. So you can mess with people that way. So
you get 2 advancements on it, res your SanSan.
Well, you actually only need 1 advancement. I mean, if you install advance at once, you could pause there, and at that point, you could score it out.
Yeah.
Not with biotic, but with
advance
SanSan.
it, res it, and then be done. Yep.
So it's not. I don't know if it's going to be the death of fast advance. But I know it's not going to hurt my deck. I don't think it will anyway, because that deck just tries to kill you. And it likes to score slow anyway, so...
Well, usually you have your breaking news already on the table, so it doesn't really matter. So you've already had it out there, and...
Or the NAPD just waiting, or even Astros, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, you're not trying to score fast in that deck. It's basically, if you get one off, you're going to kill somebody.
Yeah, I think it will dissuade people from playing it. I mean, noise is still really good, and...
It helps noise, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wondering why it's 2 influence, but...
Makes it easier to splash around.
Well, it should be 1 then.
It might be a little too... Because really only need 1 of them anyway. In Shaper, you're fine with just 1 Clot.
Because you can always go get it.
You're going to get it, yeah.
You just got to make sure it's either in your pile or in your deck, one of the 2.
Right. So. And you have just leave an SMC sitting out. And really, you don't even need to have a Clot in your deck. Just let an SMC sit and let people think you have a Clot.
Right.
Yeah, it only takes up memory is the only problem with SMC.
Be like, well, hold on a second. What are you doing? Okay. Just make them worry about playing that biotic. It's a good plan.
But it'll be nice to see actual servers again.
Yeah, that would be really nice, though, to trash somebody's biotic labor, though. I mean, they biotic, and then it's like, oh, sorry, you can't score that, can you?
Right.
Oh, you just wasted 4 money? perfect, and it's sitting on the table for me to go steal.
Hopefully you can go get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's good. It's here finally. Hopefully we'll see what impact it has.
like you said, Josh, I think it just gives people pause. I mean, you know, I mean, you can't just automatically go, oh yeah, install fast, bam, 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 and be done with it.
You have to actually play your turn.
Yeah. Your turn. I scored. All right. Cool. You got the next one.
Next one, zero cost resource, Page Piper, unique. Resource connection, the first time you install a card each turn, including Page Piper, you may search your stack for any number of copies of that card and add them to your heap. Shuffle your stack, and it's 2 influence. Anarch. That's a great resource tutor, especially for Anarch, which tends to have a decent number of resources and has a hard time thinning out their deck. And it's going to go great with the genetics card that we're going to be seeing later on.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just think you could just for virus tutoring. I mean, just I could think of that to be a great way to tutor viruses and put them in your trash and deja vu them back in your hand when you need them.
Maybe, but you're not going to be doing that with a lot of viruses because you only have so much.
I'm thinking like cache. I mean, get your caches if you don't have them early. Sure. I mean, throw her down
if you're desperate.
I think she'll be good in combo decks. Like if you were trying to play the old blackmail version of deck where you had to have one Los Angeles, one Aesops, and one activist support, so you play 3 of each. And now her out, she can at least thin your deck of the excess ones. Those so.
Yep.
She can get rid of anything you're playing extra copies of, she can get rid of.
Get rid of the Katie you don't need.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. I like it.
Yeah, I mean any tutor's good. I mean,
destroy wild sides.
The extra one, yeah.
Yeah, so it says, search your stack for any number of copies of that card and add them to your heap.
Yeah.
So if you have one sitting in your hand, you install her, you can go say, okay, I want to get rid of all this other stuff then. Or you have something installed already, basically.
No. The idea is that like when you play her, you could go get any other copies of her that's in your deck and throw them away. Then when you play Aesop's Pawn Shop, you could go get all these pawn shops and throw them away.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's more efficient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes your deck better.
Okay. I've got Adjusted Chronotype. It's a resource. It's 3 costs. And it's genetic. So it's the first genetic card that's out of the pack, which is a new keyword, I guess. It says the first time you lose a click each turn, gain a click. So I think this card is amazing. It makes my favorite card that I've talked about a lot, Hard at Work, a potential play. And we're just checking. You can actually have 2 Hard at Works out and trigger this twice using another card coming up here shortly, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Hard at Work is what? 5 to play, I think?
It's 5 to play.
So you're playing... See, this is the problem with Hard at Work is that you're playing 8 credits and 2 clicks to get Hard at Work going for free. So the first 4 turns of Hard at Work, or first 5 turns of Hard at Work, you're just recouping the tempo loss from playing the 2 cards.
Correct.
Which, I mean... It's not awful, but
it's not horrible. But this makes it reasonable. If you didn't have this card, it makes it totally unusable.
I think Wildside is better with it for sure.
Wildside's really strong, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Wildside's what, 3 to play?
It's only 3 to play, yeah, and 2 card draw is great.
Yeah.
Definitely rather have 2 cards than 2 clicks.
Yeah, and you get
like 2 credits, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 credits.
And then you get the click back.
But Wildside's unique though, right? So you can only have,
that's okay though.
Yeah,
you can have Wildside and Hard at Work.
One of each if you wanted to. And these genetics are really fun. It's going to be basically the Renner version of the Grail that we had going throughout the last cycle.
Oh yeah, so they kind of combo off each other.
They'll start comboing and play with other cards that really don't see a lot of play.
I wonder if that math in the background is anything important.
It's a sum of n of 1 n. Yeah, I don't know. Probably something.
Maybe. But it's the start of a new era.
Yep. I'll have to look that up.
Jinteki. So we're buying things from Jinteki now.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's Jinteki and not HB.
Well,
but I guess it's
because they're replicating
genetic,
perfection. Yeah, they're perfecting DNA.
Mm-hmm. Making you better.
Yeah. All right, so I get Spike. 1 cost, 1 MU. Criminal Icebreaker. It's a Fractor and a Cloud. I'm guessing Cloud is the whole. If you have at least 2 link, the memory cost of Spike is 0, even if it is not installed. Spike gets 1 strength for each installed Icebreaker, and it breaks up to 3 barrier subroutines.
You got to trash it though.
And you do have to trash it to do that.
So 3 barrier subroutines would be
weird fairy.
like some of the big Orion,
You need 7
that's
icebreakers
the
in order
problem.
to break Orion.
Well,
Or data suckers, I guess.
yeah, data sucker.
Hey, you'd only need 9 other icebreakers in order to break Curtain Wall.
It's only one. It's only one to play though.
You're going to need a pretty big setup to make these work.
I mean, it breaks Ice Wall. It
Yeah.
breaks Wraparound. Once.
Paper walls.
Sure, Paper Wall.
Yeah, wraparound. It is for wraparound. It's awesome. It's super cheap to get wraparound. It is
For one time,
a fractor.
That's
Well, no,
an
but
option.
even to get it to 0, I mean,
Yeah.
so then it doesn't have its huge.
And you could keep playing these.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can play 3 spikes, and then you have a 3 strength spike. So
And there'll be more like these. So
Yeah.
you'll just have, it's going to be a different type of breaker suite. One-time use breakers, and you just have a swarm of them out.
I can break all the little
you
ice.
just have to have the memory. The only problem is if there's 0
No,
memory.
there's no memory, right? So,
mean-
you just need the link, yeah.
Yeah, you need you need the extra memory to host them. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it goes. What was it? Creeper. What was the other one?
Creeper,
Creeper
Zoo.
Zoo. Or the 2. I don't know.
I don't think there's a is
Yeah,
there a
that's,
third one?
No, because Creeper was a Sentry.
Zoo
Spike
is
is
a no. Spike is different than Zoo and because Zoo and Creeper you don't trash.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, they don't.
Spike
they
is
don't
trash. Spike. There's different versions of clouds. I think
Yeah.
there's
that are
gonna
going to be coming,
clouds.
probably.
Yeah.
So, which means, are we going to see? That goes in my next thing. Are we going to see something that's going to give you bonuses for cloud, kind of like stealth breakers?
Console or something.
Yeah,
Maybe.
console or a chip or something
Deja
like
vu
that.
for clouds.
Yeah, something.
Don't trash a cloud the first time you
Yeah,
use it each
something
turn.
like
A genetics. We need a genetics for cloud.
I'm just wondering. I mean, it's,
Might see
maybe.
something like that.
because the cloud breakers were not popular at all. I mean, Creeper, I don't think I've ever seen used.
Well, Creeper and Zoo aren't cloud. I don't think.
Yeah, I think they are. I think I'm
don't know.
almost sure because
Yeah, might be.
Here, we can look it up. Keep talking, Josh. Take the next one.
Take the next one?
I'll
Okay.
look.
One cost resource, enhanced vision. It's unique. It's another genetics, 3 influence. The first time you make a successful run each turn, the corp reveals 1 card at random from HQ. It's free information
Yeah.
for running. That's not bad.
No, they are clouds. So I guess
Yeah, they're all
2
clouds.
memory is the cloud thing. So maybe it'll just make clouds stronger because it wouldn't make sense for them to not be destroyed, or at least wouldn't apply to Creeper and Zoo. So.
Yeah.
But enhanced vision.
Yeah, sorry, Josh.
No, we went through it.
So genetics. So it says first time you make it run each turn, the corp reveal. All right, so this is another. I wish it was expose a card. Seriously, I wish it was expose a card for like. It would be another way to get your silhouette decks.
Yeah, that'd probably be a little too strong.
Oh, come now.
I don't know what would be the difference between exposing and revealing a card in HQ.
Well,
it
I'm
could- it
thinking
could be-
expose a card versus reveal.
Oh,
You know, like
just
you could-
expose
yeah,
a
expose,
card.
You know, give her another.
Well, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
It'd probably be a little too strong.
Yeah. No, that's a weird little one.
But if you had this with the one that's going to basically double genetics,
The next one?
Well, you'd
Next
have,
card.
you'd have to make 2 successful runs, but
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it says that I think you'll see. I think
You have
the
to
way
make
I
a
read it, I think you have to make a successful run. You'll see expose 2, right?
no. You have to make 2 successful runs.
No, let's see how this reads. So it says Gene Conditioning Shop, which is the next card, right? It's a 2 cost resources location. It says the genetics also trigger the second time each turn their trigger condition is met.
Right. So
You have to run
the first, all the genetics say the first time it's do whatever.
Gotcha.
This allows it the second time whatever happens, whatever. The interesting thing though is multiple.
So would you reveal 2 cards is the question?
No, you'd make 1 successful run, reveal a card. Then you'd make a second successful run and reveal a
So
card.
you could see the same one twice.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the fun thing is the way this is worded, multiples of these do not help you.
Yeah. I
Because you
understand
can't
that,
you
yeah.
can't
Right.
triple trigger the second time.
Yeah.
If it said, trigger an additional time,
That would get a
whatever.
little crazy.
that would be sweet. Then you'd really want it with that have out Wild Side, 3-hearted works.
Right.
Yeah, so genetics
Also trigger the second time.
Gotcha.
Right.
So I guess you'd reveal 1 card and then put it back in your hand or whatever.
And then you'd have to make
run
an
again.
additional run.
And then have to be
Because you have to
successful.
trigger whatever the initial trigger is
But
the
if
second time.
say you're running on a Jackson, right? They got an open server with a pad campaign.
Sure, you could run it twice.
I mean, you
can
can run it twice. You can see if they potentially got something in their hand.
At least you're wasting time.
It's a fun little one to add because I mean, you run anywhere. I mean, it can go along with security testing and everything, you know.
Yeah, because it's not going to interfere with that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out why it's 3 influence. I mean, why? I mean, enhanced vision is 3 influence, and it's unique.
Most of them are unique,
I
except for Gene.
Well, okay. The reason why it's unique is it would actually, if you could have 3 of these out, it would trigger 3 times.
Right.
Yeah,
You
you
would look at 3 cards. Well, you'd look at 1 card 3 times.
Yeah.
Which would slow the game down, and that would suck.
But why would it be 3 influence, though? I mean, that's pretty high influence for a card. I mean, is it that good?
No, but maybe there's a genetics thing coming down the road where for every genetics you have...
It just seems like a very high influence for such a simple card.
Yeah, I don't know. Revealing 1 card at random. Because there's nothing that stacks on reveal.
You're not going to access it. You can't,
Right.
you know, I mean, it's just reveal,
Right.
All right. Just a thought.
I get synthetic blood.
Yep.
Nothing runs like a synthetic. Seems like Jinteki propaganda is getting into runner cards. Anyway, it's a Shaper card, 3 cost. It's unique. It's a genetics. The first time you take damage each turn, draw 1 card. Your heart deserves the best. And it's only 2 influence. So, it saves you up from the follow. It doesn't really save you from anything. I guess if you have synthetic blood and I've had worse, you could survive the double scorch. Because you'd take 4, you'd draw 3, and then draw a 4th, and you could eat the second scorch. And then die to the traffic accident. But isn't there like genetics that do damage to you coming down the road?
I think so.
So that might be cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's also ones that add to your hand size and all that fun stuff that we were talking about earlier. So it's not bad.
I wonder if we're gonna get a genetic runner,
That'd be fun.
like a Gentech, like you know how Ken is an Escape Tenma clone or something. I don't know. It's cool. I don't know. It's just it'll hurt, save you a little bit. I guess it would make Jinteki very, very sad.
Oh yeah, because of a PE against
Take
the
one.
PE deck.
Okay, damage draw card.
Yeah.
Take a damage draw card.
I mean,
Yeah,
against the PE
you're
deck,
okay.
that's perfect.
Yeah, if you're facing a lot of PE.
Now you do have to survive the damage before you draw the card, so
But I mean,
you couldn't be triple neural, double neural, or things like that. So I mean, sure, why not? And it's damage, so it would work on brain damage and anything else.
yep.
It's a fine little defense card. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know if it really solves many problems.
I think
Other than PE.
PE is good. It's better than paying for
Force
the
feedback?
program.
Yeah.
Or Net Shield.
Sure.
I mean, throwing Net Shield in, it makes Net Shield even more unviable.
Yeah. Coronet shield.
Alright, next card. 2 cost, neutral event, traffic jam. It's a current. This card is not trash until another current is played or an agenda is scored. Advancement requirement of each agenda is increased by 1 for each copy of that agenda in the corpse score area. It's another fast advance counter, and it's a little easier to set up than Clot in any deck.
I think this is absolutely on the spot on.
It hurts the Astro train.
Oh yeah, a
Yeah,
lot.
big time.
Hurts most. I guess most fast advanced
Well,
decks that you're playing 3.
Accelerated beta.
3 threes of. 3
Yeah.
threes. Because NBA you play Beal and Astro, and
And
then
those are the
NAPD.
only ones you really score. Maybe
Yeah.
occasionally you score one of the 1-pointers that you use, but
We got accelerated beta.
Yeah, I'd have accelerated beta test
and
on
then
Project Vitruvius.
Vitruvius.
And Jinteki doesn't have any of that. Well, Jinteki would just get annoyed. The problem is Jinteki, they have a lot of different agendas to
Yeah.
score, so...
I mean, Vital AI or is it whatever. I mean, whatever it is, it could be.
It's a cool current for criminals. They'll actually have one that's worth playing now.
I think this actually, like you said, is better than Clot, and it can be used in any deck.
it's easier to set up.
But you could breaking news to kill it,
Yeah.
or, whatever. Hostile takeovers would be really hard to score. Sort of.
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
well, it's whaling. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like okay, you score the first one, then it's like okay, well, there goes my money train.
Makes it a little harder, at least.
Yep.
Not bad.
Yep. All right. So I've got symmetrical visage, face. Right?
Yeah, help your baby face tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess. And so
And
it's
Jinteki's creepy.
so it's perfect. Your perfect face.
Yeah, apparently.
So it's a 2-cost resource. It's also another genetic. So it's neutral. It doesn't have any influence, luckily. It says the first time you spend 1 click to draw 1 card, not through a card ability, each turn gain 1. So I guess you could potentially. It's a professional contacts
Once a turn.
without the influence.
Yeah, twice a turn if you have the
twice a turn
shop
if you're
out.
built for it.
And it's a lot cheaper too, I guess, right?
Sure.
Well,
So it's a 5 professional contacts, right? It's 5, I think.
Yeah.
So it's only 2.
and it gives you an out of faction options.
Yep. So you
It's
don't
nice.
have to spend that influence maybe in your deck. You can put something else in there.
It's a nice way to get money.
Yep.
You know, extra buck every time you're drawn, especially if you draw a lot of cards.
All right. So that's the end of the runner side.
Yep.
But you got the corp side. We're gonna have
The
a
fun
new
Jinteki
way to
card.
play the corp.
So I wonder if this card was born out of the fact that people complain about getting 3 copies of IDs. You know, they're always like, oh, it's such a waste. Why do they have to waste 2 card slots? But, you know, blah, 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 blah. So we have Jinteki Biotech. Life Imagined. It's an identity, it's a division, it's a standard 4515. It says, before taking your first turn, you may swap this card with any copy of Jinteki Biotech. And then has 3 clicks, flip this identity. Which sounds kind of weird, but it's because on the back side, the 3 cards you get, each one is different.
We're just gonna go around the table.
Sure.
We're gonna start out.
I have the greenhouse. It's a department. When you flip this identity, place 4 advancement tokens on a card that can be advanced. Doesn't say you can't score that card. That's a free Nisei if you snuck it across.
Yep.
Or a free whatever.
Yep. So
Unlike Mushin where you have to wait a turn or whatever.
Right.
But,
yeah, so you could put the 4 advance and score it on your turn.
yeah, that's not bad. Or if you got 1 on something, or wouldn't work with Ronin.
Yeah, because Ronin takes clicks to activate. But yeah, you can score an agenda once it gets 4 points on your turn or whatever.
Big 5/3 that you had down and advanced at once.
Once, sure.
And
Interesting.
Next one, I have the brewery. It's another department. It's when you flip this identity, do 2 net damage. I think this is the weakest of the 3. People are usually going to be holding on to cards just because they're expecting net damage anyway.
Yeah, but it run into a snare.
Yeah, that you could get lucky and you hit them.
Snare, kill them. I
Right.
mean, you know, it's not. You know, it's kind of like the double neural EMP
Sure.
built into the card.
Right.
You know, you don't have to put the neural MPs in. So, yeah, I've got the tank. It's so this says when you flip this identity, shuffle archives into R&D. So I think that's pretty strong. I mean, you know, there's a lot of times where
Noise.
I think that's the
against
defensive.
noise.
I think that's the
Yeah.
defensive choice against basically your meta choice. I guess you say if you're going up against noise or
Keyhole.
any anarch, with keyhole, you would probably pick that one. I like this one. I think between the brewery and the greenhouse, you almost have to build the deck for that specific one.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering is, I mean, you know, you're going to play the same one no matter what because you got to build your deck that way unless there's something that you're going to play against it, you know, like you said, like noise maybe.
That's the downside. You kind of have to compromise a normal deck to work both ways because you're
Right.
going to want to have flexibility to change. Because if people see you take the same one every time, then you lose the
You're gonna go down
surprise.
the road, yeah.
It's a cool idea though.
Oh, yeah,
I like
the
the
idea.
4 advanced tokens. I mean, you could score out the very first medical breakthrough with it.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking if they give you a card similar to like Project Beal, where the more advancements on it
Sure.
that come down the line, like an agenda like that, where it'd be real interesting.
Yeah. Might make for a fun Jinteki fast advance. Because we need more fast advance.
Yeah, well, I mean, how would you do Jinteki Fast Advance?
Trick a light.
Oh, Trick a Light.
Trickle-eye. Yeah. That's 10 out of 10
SanSan.
and
You
works.
could have SanSan. You could score 3-5.
Yeah,
Good.
it would
If you
work.
snuck one onto a 3 on a SanSan, they thinking it's like Ash or Caprice or something. That'd be okay. Score one of them scary 3-5s that Jinteki has.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of Tenon, a little bit of PE, and a little bit of I don't know what.
But I mean, you could have them run into a fetal and then they get in trouble. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I do think you're going to be really. It's probably going to be real easy to pick out what the person's actually playing.
And
Because
then
I mean,
they
you know,
check-
if you're noise, they're going to pick
Yeah,
that
they're
one for
gonna.
sure.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then you have to basically try to force them to use it. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I mean, an interesting way to play.
Sure, it's another Jinteki idea that's cool and fun. We'll hopefully see play.
Okay.
And I have the next HB card. It's an asset, 1 cost, brain taping warehouse. It's a facility. Rest cost of Bioroid ice is lowered by 1 for each unspent click the runner has, and it's 4 to trash. It's potentially kind of nasty because most of the time you're going to be running just to be safe with Bioroids with several clicks. So it could be a decent money saver.
I think it's a mentality switch for sure. Because like when you're playing, if you're playing non-rig heavy, it's like, okay, it's NBN. I can run on NBN. Maybe I'll run into a toll booth. It might hurt me, but it's going to be something that just going to be annoying. So I'll run without stuff. Wayland, usually you can run without stuff. It's not too big of a problem. HB, so long as you have the clicks, it's like, okay, I'll run because then I can click through the scary.
Yeah.
This would be like, oh, okay, I'll res Heimdall for Heimdall 1 for 5. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. That sucks.
Well, the other thing too is this is a free Eli, potentially.
It could be a free Eli.
It's a free Eli.
Yeah.
That'd be so messed. Oh, he's got a credit. I'll run. Brain tapping. Eli. Okay then.
Yeah, I mean that's really. I mean that's what I saw when I looked at that card. I'm like, it's a free Eli.
I think the only problem with this card is that in the later packs, when the one that comes out that does brain damage if you have unspent clicks, they're going to be kind of counterintuitive because people are going to stop. I guess you're just going to stop running without.
Which is good for the corporation, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's going to slow them down either way.
Gives HP time.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't know. It's
good.
it's fun. Yeah.
It's not bad. All right. Here's the one that we've said that was coming. It's finally here. All right, this is a 8 cost. It's Next Gold, so it's a Sentry. It's Next. It's AP and it's a Destroyer. So it's 3 influence. It says and. It reads X is a number of res next ice. So there's 2 subroutines that says do at X net damage and trash X program. So basically, if you have 3 net next ice res, you're going to do 3 net damage and trash 3 programs. Not a bad piece of ice. It's 4 strength to break, so it's a strong Sentry.
It's a lot of money to res.
It's very expensive. That's the downside.
The greatest thing where I think you could use this in is accelerated beta.
Well, sure.
And you get that free. I mean, you flip that over.
Or toy box, yeah.
Or toy box.
The
whatever.
downside is you lose the surprise that you kind of need for this one.
I don't know. That's
You don't want to run
just
through
a pretty
it.
good way to stop people from coming to visit if they can't break it. But a 4-strength Sentry is nothing.
Yeah.
It's not super scary.
Well, it's not horrible, but it's not weak either.
Switchblade's gonna make it cry.
Yeah, well,
Too quick.
Switchblade makes everything cry, John.
Well, yeah,
It's
the
a
problem is
fairy
you
on
spend 8
steroids.
credits. I'm gonna spend 2 stealth credits and laugh at your next gold.
Yeah.
I wish it got stronger. That'd been great if it got stronger as you resed more.
Well, I think if you put something that would just be kind of counterintuitive, like a sensei in front.
Add in the runs to it.
Yeah, just add in runs into it. I mean, could make really annoying.
I don't know. It's not as scary as the other. I don't know. It's just
Is it as scary as Merlin?
no. Merlin's better.
But Merlin doesn't have an end run either, though.
Merlin will kill you though.
It can kill you for cheap.
Yeah. 6 is not necessarily cheap, but
Cheaper.
you don't have to have 5 other next ice res.
But
in order to kill them.
normally you have at least 3 or 4 out anyway, so you can.
Oh sure, they run into us. It's gonna wreck their day, but
And usually you don't have any
lot.
problems with money in ETF, right? So you throw this in the ETF deck.
Yeah, as long as you get some of the other ones resed early, so it has more strength to it.
I do like the text. What's next? Next platinum. Maybe next platinum's next.
And it's one of your favorite cards, John.
Huh? John Masonori? Yeah. John rocks. Free
All
card
right.
draw.
Well, anyway, so that's a good piece of ice.
It is. I get genetic resequencing. Something.
Resequencing. Yep.
3-1. It's an agenda. It's research. When you score this agenda, you may place 1 agenda counter on an agenda in your score area. So Nisei, again, we got to figure out what's a power counter, what's an agenda counter.
But I think it's Nisei's the one that comes to mind right off.
Nisei's the big one for sure.
Yeah.
Knives, House of Knives, maybe. If you're
I
hurting.
think is that.
I have no idea.
Find out.
What else could you put it on? What else gets counters? Doesn't one of the 3-5s get counters?
I think Nisei's going to be your best target.
Yeah, probably.
Nisei.
Because that would be annoying. Get a free Nisei from the agenda.
Brain Trust is.
Oh, you can make all your you can make all your ice cheaper because
You can actually use Brain Trust for a change.
Yeah, Brain Trust.
No,
No, no.
Labyrinth, nope, Labyrinth's power counters.
Power counters.
What's House of Knives power counters? Nope, House of
agenda
Knives
counters.
agenda counters, so you can do one
So
extra.
Nisei.
Yeah. I
House
think
of
you
Knives.
printed it on Nisei. Maybe unorthodox predictions.
No, that just makes.
Okay. Yep. So you're printing it on Nisei.
Nisei or House or no, because House of Knives is.
It's no. You could put it on House
Yeah.
of Knives, but you're not going to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, that's a cool 3-1 to put in there. Maybe you can play 3 medical breakthroughs, 3 Niseis, 3 NAPDs, and 2 genetic sequencing.
Or 3 brain trust too. I mean, it's a 2-3, right?
Making ice cheaper is. It is what it is.
You could put some nasty ice, though, for some big Jinteki ice that is hard to
You
res.
normally don't use.
Yeah, that you normally don't. I'm just throwing it out there as a different
Well, the
build.
downside is you have to score them before you can res it.
Right.
But they're cheap to score. I mean, they're 1-3s. I mean, they're not like they're impossible. They're not like 3-5s or something like that.
You'd have to get the brain trusts first. And then
Yeah, do a biotic labor type.
Put it in RP. It'd be really rough in RP. No, I'm gonna get another Nisei out. Thanks.
Yep. Okay. Yours.
One, Cortex Lock. It's a 2-cost Sentry, AP, 4 Strength, 1 Subroutine, do 1 net damage for each unused MU the runner has, and it's 2 Influence. This is kind of I still would run Neural Katana occasionally, and this replaces that in any deck that I would run.
It's so cheap.
Well, yeah,
So cheap.
and it's 4 Strength. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, it can't be mimicked.
Yep.
And makes you not want to run against Jinteki even more.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, or make sure you have all your
Oh,
memory
you have
filled
no
up.
memory. Take 4. Chaos Theory. Take 5. It's scary.
Yeah, you want to install that mem chip?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You'll continue. I'll use House of Knives, Cortex. Okay. I give up. No, that's great. It's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah,
It's very good.
Like you said, it takes care of your senseis for sure.
Neural Katana.
I mean, yeah,
Neural Katana.
Neural
Yeah,
Katana.
replaces it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Absolutely. All right. So I got the next card. It's a 3 cost. It's an upgrade. It's a regen. It's called the Valley Grid, and it's 2 influence. It says, whenever a runner breaks all subroutines on a piece of ice protecting the server, his or her maximum hand size is reduced by 1 until the beginning of your next turn. Limit 1 region per server, of course. 3 to trash. I actually read that card actually pretty good this time.
Yeah, it could kill the runner, kind of.
It's doing damage without really doing damage.
Well, because if you push their hand size below 1 or
Yeah.
below 0, they die.
Right.
So, I guess you could make an invincible server.
Somebody was saying breaking 0 subroutines is also considered breaking. So if you run through
Yes, if you break all
like a
subroutines-
troll
you break all the subroutines on a troll.
or a hive that's got all the
Yep.
subroutines gone, that's still considered breaking. So you'd potentially lose 1.
We're seeing glacial Jinteki right here.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I think
Because that would be really awful. Is
the brain
you know,
trust idea.
somebody runs on it, and you're like Valley Grid. You have say 4 pieces of ice.
Mhm.
And you just installed something. So they're like, okay, 4, so I'll be down to 1. That's fine. So they break it. As they break the 4th one, you flip up Chairman Hero.
Yeah, so then you lose
And they're
2
dead.
more. Yeah, and you die. Kind of like that board trick we were talking about earlier.
Don't you? I think you die immediately at negative hand size.
Yeah, you die. Yeah, because it's not at the end.
Well, maybe not.
Let's say,
Hand size might be at the end of your turn still.
well, unless it says something like,
No, Chairman Hero just drops your hand size by 2.
Yeah.
So you'd have to look in the rulebook to see when. Because I think it's at the end of the turn you check for hand size.
That
And if it's
would
-1,
probably
you die.
yeah.
But still, they're like, and if they can't trash Hero, because you have Caprice or
Right.
whatever other awfulness in the server.
it says immediately when he's res.
Right, but I don't think you check for
Hand size.
Yeah,
hand size death until the
yeah,
end.
until the end.
It'd be a really funny way to kill someone, though. How'd you die? Well, I had 5 cards in my hand and was not allowed to have any. I really do think this could give you glacial Jinteki somehow.
Yep.
Just keep throwing chums and really annoying. Because it doesn't matter how many you build up in the server.
Yeah,
Because
because
once you reach 6,
and then
Yeah.
then you drop the
But
self.
I guess you could.
So then you drop the self-destruct code in the back of it, right?
Well,
Thinking it's an agenda.
So I think Valley Grid would be an effect that stays even if you trash Valley Grid. Because it's a thing that's happening.
Yeah, once you break it, you would
goes
trigger
down.
that. Yeah,
Right.
you trigger that condition
Before you can trash it.
Yeah, so even if you trash it, your hand size is still negative whatever.
Right.
Man, that would be funny. You gotta build a deck that does just that. Just tries to build a six or 7 ice server or something.
That you have to break stuff.
Or don't not even have to break, you just run through. I mean, that'd even be funner, is that they just run through it.
Really chum, into chum, into chum, into...
Well, you have to break it, so if you're not
you
breaking
have to break
the chum...
all subroutines.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't break the chum.
So you wouldn't break the chum, but I could see... You
couldn't put pop-up windows because they're not breaking that subroutine.
Yeah,
there's plenty of ice you could put, but
right.
you couldn't put pups.
Yeah.
But still, that'd just be fantastic.
Yeah.
Valley Grid. What?
Yep, pretty fun. All right, yours.
Dope.
I think this was yours was Valley Grid. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's yours.
Bandwidth. It's a 0 cost, 5 strength code gate. Give the runner 1 tag. If this run is successful, the runner removes 1 tag. Put it in an Issei deck.
1 influence. It's good in a lot of Wayland.
Right.
You know you're going to. That's the problem with NBN. You're really not stopping runs, but in Wayland you are. Now, if you put this in front of a data raven, that's kind of irritating. No matter what, you're taking a tag.
Can I interest you in 2 tags?
Yeah.
As you come into this, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely annoying.
But I think it's better out of faction.
Yeah, like I said, if you put it with Jinteki and Nisei, that'd be just fantastic.
Well,
but you don't usually kill people with tags in Nisei, so.
And are we going to see more things that will kill? As soon as Rachel Beckman, as soon as you're tagged, you lose Rachel, right?
Sure.
I mean, it's a good way to, instead of breaking news.
What else do you lose?
That's what I was trying to think of.
Don't you lose Zonus?
Yeah, Zonus shipping is one. Anytime you get a tag, those things go off. So
it can be annoying, but it can also be absolutely worthless. But it's not a high investment. So
yeah, it's 0 cost, right?
Yeah,
one
influence.
It's just a weird one. It just makes the runner go, wait.
Yeah, what do you got in there?
If the run is successful, you remove the tag. So you couldn't dedicate a response team him with.
That's what I was wondering if because
it's after the run completes. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably why they worded it the way they did.
Sure.
Next card, 0 cost, predictive algorithm, operation current, 1 influence. This card is not trash until another current is played or an agenda is stolen. As an additional cost to steal an agenda, the runner must pay 2 credits. How many gray currents does NBN have? This is just another tough choice.
RSVP.
Yeah.
Data Raven with universal connectivity fee behind it.
NBN has a lot of gray currents.
It's
because that would just be fun. Be like, yeah, you get through. You gotta pay 2. Oh, you don't have to.
Fetal AIs.
Yeah, pay 4 for fetal.
I mean,
and it's only 1 influence.
Yeah.
It's gonna. It's gonna show up.
That'd be sad. I like it.
Yeah, it's really strong current card. I mean, I guess NBN. That's what they're made for, right? There's 3 of them, right?
I think this probably go on other decks. I like this with fetal, or just with any Jinteki card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to steal that? PE in a PE deck? Oh, that'd be nasty.
That'd be frustrating.
I guess it would go away though. Here's the question: if they steal it, they take the 1 damage, but with that they have to. Well, they have to pay the 2 because it's still in play, and then that would trash
steal
itself.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. And then it would trash itself. So you get 1 click, or you get 2 and 2 damage, or 1.
Well, they'd have to pay. They'd have to pay 4 credits
with a fetal.
Well, no, fetal would do 2 damage to them, and then if they don't have 4 credits, it stays there.
Oh, that's right. That would be even worse.
Yeah, that'd be pretty mad.
Yeah, and then the current would still stay in play. All right.
NAPD.
I got a really good card, I think. It's a 2 cost. It's called Capital Investors. It's an asset. It's a Wayland card. It's 1 click, gain 2 money. It's 2 to trash. So basically, this is a potentially 6 credits for 2 cost card. So you're with Melange, you're netting 6 credits
for 3 clicks.
For 3 clicks. So same math basically, except you got to pay 2 to res this one.
So Melange is technically 4 clicks or 4 clicks for 6 credits. Mm-hmm. This would be also. No, this would be 4 clicks for 4 credits.
For 4 credits.
Yeah, but then they trash it for 2 more.
But they trash for
so it's slightly
for 1 more.
It's slightly worse than a 1-shot Melange. But then, of course, if it lives for more than a turn,
it's better.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Talk about come and trash my asset.
Yeah, I mean,
they're going to have to.
I can see that being played a lot in out of faction in any deck. I mean, I could see a lot of. It's easy.
I think you have to protect the server for sure,
but it's easy to res. It's not tough. It's like a Melange.
And you leave it there, and it costs them 2 credits, or you get to res it and get 4 credits for it, and then so it's a great card. I like the price on it. I like the trash cost.
Yep.
They have to go after it.
Industrial Genomics. People would be sad. No, it's 8 to trash.
Yeah.
Just keep it. Okay, I'll take 6 credits.
Give them good choices, John. That's what you like to do.
Of course. That was yours, right?
Yeah.
I get the Negotiator. Well, just Negotiator. It's a Wayland Ice. It's 4 strength. It's 4 cost, 3 strength. It's a Sentry and a Destroyer. The runner can pay 2 credits to break any subroutine on Negotiator. Apparently, you can bribe Ice now. What is going on with Wayland? It's got 2 subroutines. The Corp gains 2 credits and trash 1 program. So it's 4 to break for anything to break, or 2 if you don't care if the core gets money. Mimic breaks it for 2. Maybe?
It's a little expensive.
It's just, I don't know what it's doing for you.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to pay 4, right? Or you're going to get 2 money for it.
Sure, but I mean...
And you're going to trash a program, and they're going to want to break that. So they're going to pay you 4 every turn.
All right, but that's
Or
what I'm
2
saying.
with a
They don't
mimic.
have to. You know, they don't have to get a breaker to break it. They just pay through it, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, so you're going to take... I mean, so they're going to for sure not give you 2 money, right?
What else could you res for 4, though, instead? That's scary.
Guard.
No, you're not going to res guard instead.
Rainbow.
Hey, Rainbow would cost more. No, Rainbow's 3, isn't it?
Is it 3 or 4?
I thought Rainbow was 3. Nah, whatever.
It's 3 or 4.
Maybe it's a 4 for 4.
Yeah.
Hey, Rainbow would be almost the same to break. Mimic can't break a Rainbow. I don't know. I'm not.
You're not wild.
No,
It's a little expensive.
it's expensive and it's too easy to get through. Like, oh, I got plenty of money. I will click through your expensive ice.
Yeah.
You get the final one.
Last
You get
card.
the final card.
Neutral asset, 0 cost, tech startup. When your turn begins, you may trash tech startup. If you do, search R&D for an asset, reveal it, and install it. Shuffle R&D 1 to trash. It's a really nice way to tutor something like SanSan.
Nope, SanSan's an upgrade.
Oh,
Upgrade.
oh yeah,
an
SanSan's
asset.
an upgrade. It's asset only. I guess if you're really desperate for economy, or
What would you go get?
Eliza's toy box.
yeah, toy box maybe.
Oh, that'd be mean.
Yeah, toy box is good.
Couldn't get to my tech startup, so I get my toy box.
Mm-hmm.
I get my Elizabeth Mills.
Yep, if you need Elizabeth to come out and help you out. What else would you go get? Maybe one. Well, if you wanted to go get one of your
We get a snare.
or one of your executives.
Yeah.
I mean,
You could
I
go
mean,
get-
go get an executive when you got something set up. Bam.
You could fast advance with Director Haas for a lot of credits, but you could. You could fetch her,
Go fetch her, trash it.
res her, get the click from her, trash her. So yeah, it's like it'd be like an 8 credit SanSan,
That's kind of a crazy play.
but it'd work.
It would work.
You know, and you could have 3 of her.
Yeah. What
You'll play
else?
a deck with 3 Director Haas.
Yeah.
I mean, you
fetching
have to
the-
reveal it, right?
Yeah, so they know
Yeah.
they know what it is. You could of course always just go get economy with it, like you said. You go get Melange and hit it. What else would you really want with this?
I'm just trying to think.
I think toy box is the handiest thing for decks that rely on it.
Toy box would be great because if they find it, you're like, oh look, it's just a tech startup, and they're like, well, I have to trash that.
Yeah.
Industrial Genomics can't trash it.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to go get a trap. Well, unless you really thought you could score. I mean, score a trap out like a Ronin or something like that.
I guess
You could do Ronin, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess so. You would not do Ronin into 4 advancements because then you couldn't kill somebody with it.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or what's the one that gives you the card draw in NVN?
Oh, Daily Business Show?
Yeah, Daily Business Show.
I don't think you'd fetch that yet. I like the Director Haas, personally.
Yeah.
It's
8
pretty good.
8 credits.
Or the Root.
Yeah, you could get the Root. The Root would
Go
be
with the
okay.
Root would be good. A Sundew, maybe. I mean, those are some of the more
you
popular
could go get a
things.
Sundew.
You know.
You get all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah,
it's a
you
neat
gotta
little
get-
tutor. Definitely keeps stuff safe.
Yeah, and you're not in
Go
your deck.
go get Chairman Hero.
Yeah, any of your executives is the first target I thought of when I looked at that card.
As long as you can defend it.
Yep.
So
Anyway, well, good. So, well, we're off to an interesting start in the SanSan.
yeah, lots of good stuff, lots of potential. I want to try Glacial Kentucky now.
Now that we talked about it.
Oh, come on, that'd be so
Again,
fun.
this is what this program does. It helps John build decks.
Remember the breaker runs all sorts of the servers are her maximum. I mean, what if you like ran them through the valley into like a Susan? Or run them through like a cell portal all the way through the valley grid into a Susan. Or something that then shoots them through archives that has another valley.
Yeah, it could. Could be
I'm gonna port you around and kill you a little bit.
Just so you have to keep going, right?
Yeah.
Well, even in Azuma, you get an Azuma on that top, so they have to go through all of it.
Right, you just have to make sure it has to be ice that they want to break. Like you couldn't have any in the run ice. It would have to be all just
or you give them you hit a whirlpool, right? So they got the choice, either you run through the whole thing, and you have to run through the whole thing.
Yeah, right. That's what I meant with whirlpool, not data portal.
Yeah,
whatever I said.
Yeah, I know. So you give them a no choice option, right? So they have to either break all the ice
or die.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, there's your choice.
And as they break it, they slowly die.
Exactly. I mean, they're going to take one card off every time. That's a horrible. That's almost like as bad as your MD index.
Well, that's what I mean, though. Is they go through all the ice, and then the very last one is Susan, and Susan then shoots them over to archives.
Or a bullfrog.
Yeah. Or Bullfrog, sure.
I mean,
I think you have to win the thing on Bullfrog.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I'll take that chance all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's do it in thing. Well, it's I guess art, huh?
Sure.
So,
Art.
What's your favorite card art-wise there, Josh?
I like Valley Grid.
It is pretty.
Yeah, I you know how I am. You know what you and me. Pretty much, that's really good landscape art. That's really, I mean, that is a cool looking building. Really well done. So, John.
I like adjusted chronotype because it looks like they're going back to like 1950s.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like-
Jinteki's trying to bring the 50s back or something.
It's like
It's like a little bit 50s and a little bit,
Futuristic?
It's futuristic 1950s. Because I mean, that kind of looks like an ad from the 50s.
absolutely,
if you think about
it's
it,
Mad
you know?
Men. It's Mad Men. I mean, as soon as I saw it, I was like,
That'd be an okay playmat.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. Well, I do. I guess I'm gonna have to go with it too. I mean, Valley Grid. I mean, the only other one that even comes close for me. I do like the Brain Tapping Warehouse. I just like that. Inside. And the techie ones were not too bad. The individual ones. I don't have all of them with me though.
Greenhouse.
I mean, you have the
Greenhouse
other
is
ones.
pretty.
I mean, they're all pretty. I mean, the one I have is the Vault, but I think you have the one I really like.
Brewery?
The brewery. I like
that's
the brewery
pretty
a
neat.
lot. I think that's the one. I think that would be my favorite if it was on
Apparently, there's beer involved in Perfect.
I guess, or they're just or clones, or that's how they drink. I don't know. They have to make the little liquid to feed them, probably.
I don't know. I want to kill somebody with the
Soy
Valley now.
green or whatever. All right. So cards that are going to change the meta.
Clot probably.
Clot?
I think Clot is going to scare away fast events. I hope it scares away
Yeah.
fast events.
You actually have to play.
Yeah, I hope between Clot and whatever the other one
The
is.
traffic jam.
Yeah, now see, Clot stops fast advance, whereas traffic jam is going to slow just
The trains.
people down in general.
Yeah, the
you know.
trains. So, I mean, it'd be a Project Atlas, be it whatever.
Nisei 5.
You need ice to actually protect servers instead of just quickly scoring.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think those two are going to really change the meta. I don't know about the Jinteki thing.
Glacial Jinteki.
Yeah.
You put Niseis in there and genetic resequencing because after they go through your 5 or 6 ice server and their hand size is like 1, you then pop Caprice, and if Caprice doesn't stop them, then you just token to stop them, and just so awful. It's like I don't want to play I don't want to play Netrunner anymore. I give up. You win. You have 6 ice on your server.
I do like they brought out Net Gold. I mean, I think that's...
Next gold.
Yeah,
I wish it
Next
was
Gold.
better. I wish it was cheaper, and I don't know. I wish it did one or the other and then was cheaper. You
Really?
know? Yeah. Like I wish it trashed programs and didn't do net damage. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Well, it's decent. I mean, 4 strength is not bad for a Sentry.
5 cost something would be really nice.
Yeah.
8 is just
8's big.
a lot.
Well, I mean, that's in the Heimdall range, right? So Heimdall's got... You can click through Heimdall. You can't click through this, right?
Sure.
So Heimdall's doing, what, 2 brain damage? Potentially?
Yeah.
And an in-run? Is that right? Or 2 in-runs and a brain damage, right?
2 brain damage and 2
Yeah.
in the runs, technically.
So...
Heimdall 2. No, it's 2.0. 1.0 is brain damage and then in the run, I think.
Yeah, or 2 in-runs,
Something.
something like that. Anyways, but it's in the same type... I mean, you're going to trash a program, do net damage. It's
If it triggers. Otherwise, it's going to cost them, what, maybe $4 at most to get through? $3-4?
Data sucker in 2.
Yeah. Well, and it's also an AP and a destroyer, so there's more tricks to get through.
Yeah, you can get through. At least you can't David it, I guess. Is that a benefit? Is that why it's 4? Can't David it, but you can opt-min it. Opt-min it 4 to kill it.
Yep. So what do you get? Any comments on the genetics? I mean, I think from a runner side, I think I love Chronos types.
Yeah.
I mean,
play Wild Side.
Wild Side. I can play Wild Side finally.
Chronotype Wild Side.
And I can play Hard at Work.
I don't know about Hard at Work.
I'm hard at work, man. You know, I've been saying that for a long time. I'm so jacked about it.
I think Chrono, because if you think about it, you pay 4 for Earthrise Hotel, and Earthrise Hotel is
6 card draw.
It's 6 cards. So in this case, it's an extra card, sure, and you're paying 2 more, but then you get it for the rest of the game. You know, or you use it with the little bike to avoid tags, so you see source can't hurt you anymore.
Yeah, I think you can use Supplier with that, can't you?
Supplier doesn't cost you a click.
No, but you could play this, put this on the Supplier, bring it out for
sure.
1. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
you always can.
Yeah, the genetics are really neat.
Yeah, genetics. I mean, I just don't understand why they made that 3 influence for the expose. To me, that's a weak.
I just think it's gonna be that there's gonna be something that's like for every genetics you have, something happens.
Gotcha.
Just to make you make tough choices on which ones you use.
Or a runner that
faction.
can exploit that.
Yeah, something. Because the card by itself is not fantastic.
Okay.
But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, any other comments overall? I mean, I think the health of the game is getting better. I mean, our meta keeps getting bigger and bigger. I mean, I think we've already got. We're playing our first tournament for the spring this Saturday. New decks.
Glacial Jinteki.
That's what you're playing? You guys can play fun
I'm going to
stuff.
try to play Glacial Jinteki.
I'm bringing the professor.
Oh, man.
I will kill the professor with Glacial Jinteki.
I'm bringing Hard at Work, and I'm going to do a Hard at Work deck, I think. You know.
Well, one of the tournaments they're doing at Fairview, they have achievements, which they're doing, which is, I guess, fine. And one of the achievements is winning the game as the runner with never installing an icebreaker and never breaking a subroutine.
It's not that hard. I've done that before.
Never installing an icebreaker?
Yeah, you could do that with Valencia.
I've done that
Valencia,
with
blackmail it. I mean,
that's easy.
That's easy nowadays.
What's if they walk into it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's not impossible with Valencia.
Well, all right. Let's wrap it up here. I do want to show this. This is pretty cool. Might have those available at one time. You guys, let me know if you're interested. But they're pretty cool looking mats. I think they turned out really well.
Yeah,
nice.
I like them.
So, but we might give one away maybe in the future. But I just want to say thanks to everyone for watching, and we'll see you soon. And looking forward to the next pack. I think we got, what, 6 more to do?
5 more.
5 more.
Yeah, this is number 1.
Okay. But anyway, I'm Bob Picker.
John.
Josh?
See you next time.